Hi, I'm Puck, and welcome back to Fibs. I'm playing another 3-point match. As I said, I would go back to 3-point matches. I spruced up the colors a bit. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse, I don't know. So my opponent started with a 5-1, played correct. I'm playing against someone called Magro. Do not know who this is. Well, we'll see, I'm sure. If they're good or not. So there's options wrong with this 3-6. Maybe there wasn't really anything better to do. So with 3-2 I can make this anchor, but I could also hit, and I think hitting is more important at this point. And then I'm gonna try for a very good anchor with this 3. I'm gonna try to, because my opponent is on the bar, I want to try and make the best anchor in the game, essentially. So 4-6 was unlucky for him because it landed right in between here, and I can hit that and make the anchor that I wanted. So that was a very good roll for me. I guess making the bar and splitting is the best choice with the double 1. So then, okay, 6-5. Now I could run with this guy, make this 9, or I can make the 4. I quite like making the 4 because they haven't made the anchor yet, and if they fail to make the anchor again, then I might be able to put some pressure on. 6-5 though makes this. So now we got a holding game where I'm slightly worse because I have the worse anchor. So that 6-5 was actually very, very good. So double 3. Now I can take 3 down and slot the 5-point, or I can make the 3-point. I don't like making points behind the anchor. I'm just going to do this and this. This maintains as much flexibility as possible, which I know is important in these types of structures. Now I'm going to have to hope for like a double 4, 5, 6 to come out with these guys, but we'll see how the game develops. 5-2. I think this just makes the 3-point. I'm not going to get fancy with this. Double 6. Wow. Okay, so now it's a fairly even race, but my opponent has better contact because I'm going to have difficulty getting these guys into play unless I roll double 6, whereas I don't have any problems at all. So this is a double pass. So we will start off with a nice 1-0 lead, unless my opponent is absolutely insane and takes this, but they're not. It seemed fairly high rated, so it was about 1780, which is very high on Fibs. People don't. I think I've seen one person above 1900. I myself have 1800, and I'm very proud of that. There isn't that much. You don't get that much of a difference from playing a game, and as you can lose against really anyone, and you'll take playing against anyone, it's very difficult to get up, even though you start at 1500. So like if you see a guy that's above 1600, that usually is a good player. I'm not commentating, am I? 6-2. So this should make the bar. Good point to make, always. It's very nice. 2-1. Now, if I were on his shoes, I would want to make this anchor, but he's going to try for a better anchor. This is an interesting idea, actually. I quite like it. This might be a bit risky, but he's behind in the race, so I can understand why you'd want to take a risk. So with this 3-6, you came out, and I was duping 4s, because 4 makes and 4 hits. So this is why I didn't really want to come down. Double 1. I could hit, or I could make this point. Now, considering that he's stuck and he has so many blots, I'm gonna do this. I think this bodes well for me now. Of course, not gonna cube anytime soon because I still have such a big lead, but still, I think this is a pretty Nice position for me. And let's just get some coffee. It's morning. Well, it isn't really morning, but my sleep schedule is messed up. 2-6, so that gets the hit. Very, very nice. I am way ahead in the race. Way, way ahead. 2-6, you probably have to hit. So this is a very, very good position for me. But I still don't think I have a cube. As I said, it's very difficult to cube here. So with the 4 I could either step up or I could come down, and I quite like coming down because it doesn't take that much risk, and it's trying to make the prime either by making the 4 point or by making the 9. So I quite like this. Double 5. Okay, so you have to go for the blitz now. It's not a good position to go for the blitz, but you're forced into it. I fan. I was actually half expecting a cube there. Simply because it's a 3-point game and I'm ahead. So you really often will just want to cube here. But he opted not to. But he might here. Now the question is, okay, if I take this and it goes well for him, then I'm losing the entire match. If I pass this, it's a 50-50, it's DMP. Considering that I have that prime, he has 11 checkers in the zone. I have to be a bit cautious of that. But I think this might be it might be a take. I have the 5 point and I have the bar. Oh, this one is tricky. I really don't know. It could be a huge mistake to take. It could be a huge mistake to pass, and I'm not sure. For some reason I don't think it's a huge mistake to pass this. Simply because he has so many gammons. I think I'm going to pass this, and we'll see what the engines have to say about it. So it's DMP essentially, because what's going to happen is one of us will cube and the other one will take at any point. Like here, for instance. This guy is aware of this, so he just cubes. So it's just pure DMP now. 5-3, not the best roll. I can come out with a 3 and down with a 5 to try and reduce blots, or I can come out with a 5 and down with a 3 to really go for this prime. I'm gonna opt to reduce blots because he does still have a better board, and I'm a bit afraid of that. 5-3 points on me. 5-3 hits. That's a very good roll. Because now I have a raise advantage. So that was very, very good. Double 3. I guess out, split, and down with 2. In DMP you really don't want to be overstacked, but he opted for the Anka instead. I don't think this is too bad. 4-3, this makes this outside point. I'm trying to play with as few blots as possible, but he managed to hit the blot that I was playing with, so we'll see what happens. I fan, which is not good. This 2-1 is interesting. He could make the 20 point, or he could bring a guy down from the mid. I would actually bring that guy down from the mid. He opted for this. Not sure about that ace, but I'm sure it's fine. Ace-6. Maybe he makes this outside point. Maybe he just says, I'm better here. Or he just goes for it with this. That's probably fine too. Okay, so the ace is out. Now I can hit with the 4. Because considering that I'm down 18 pips in the race, that might be my best bet. Because I really don't want him to get a simple game. I want to complicate things. But it's unnecessary to complicate things when he has this many. Although if I step up, then he has 3 guys pointing on me. He'll hit lose happily. I think I have to do this. I have to do this to try and reduce his roll. He rolled a 5-2, so it worked out very well. If I had stepped up, he would have pointed on me, and that would have been terrible. There's the thing about backgammon, you have to look at your risks, how much risk you're taking in each type of play. Double 2 is very, very good because I get this point. Then I have 2 more. Now I can hit here. That's one way to play. I can also play safe. Just wait. I think that might be my best bet because I'm still very afraid of him. He now has a blood in board, so he's not as eager to hit loose. So I'm gonna do this. 2-4, so this probably makes the ace point, I believe. Or makes the bar, that's actually an interesting possibility. He made a bar. I didn't spot that at first. 6-2, I think I have to go for it. It only leaves, this is 5s, and 5s are out, so it doesn't leave that many shots. The alternative would have been to play the 6 out and the 2 here. That might have been a better alternative, but I'm behind in the race. I want to make things interesting. Ace 3, by the way, terrible roll. Incredibly bad roll. He opted to make the anchor. 6 must come out now. I'm too afraid to stay there, and I have to lift even. This is I have to play safe for a bet. 5-4 makes the 5 point, and 5-2. So I need some flexibility in my structure. I want to make the 5 point especially, so I'm gonna leave 7s. This might be a bit careless, but yeah, especially considering that he got it. But but that's how it is. You have to take some risks. Like I was behind in the race, I was behind in position. I had to take a risk. It didn't work out. It was 1 in 6 that he would hit, but he got it. Double 2. Wow. So these 3 are clear, and I think the last one is down. Once again, I really want to make the 5 point. I really want to make something work, you know. 5-3. So he could come out with a 3 and hit with a 5. That's a very interesting alternative, actually. He opted for it, and he was punished. I don't believe it, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that he messed up. Ooh, 6-1. I got the 5 point that I've been talking so much about. That's, you see? If you fight for something, you eventually get it. That's a good life lesson. There's some good lessons in backgammon. 4-2. That's the 4. I need to lift. I could play the 2 here to just play safe. Or I could play the 2 down and try and make some point. But I think he's gonna break soon. Like his 6s play so poorly right now, so I'm just gonna do this. I don't want to make one of his 6s, the 6-2, play well. So I'm just gonna play. So I'm just playing stiff right now because I'm betting that his rolls will mess him up. The double 6 must be good. Clearing this point. Now that 6 is clear. I could just secure that blood, or I could bring another guy down. Mean that I have like a prime against him. It's very tricky. But his board is kind of crumbling, so I don't want to give him a shot at this instance. Very interesting. Prime or give him prime and giving a shot, or just avoid it. I think, you know what? I think it's better to prime. I'm gonna wager that it's better to prime. I was rewarded. Double 3 comes down and slots the 4 point, like so. 4-3. We'll see. This will be very interesting to play through in the old engine. Double 5. I think I should just come in. I'm so far ahead in the race that it's very nice to be able to clear that point for basically nothing. 6-5, just like this. There we go. Leave myself even here. I'm gonna try and break this point. Next roll. 4-3 is a terrible roll. Yeah, probably something like this. Ooh, that's a bad roll for me. That's a very bad roll for me. Oh, that's not good. That was unlucky, but I got the 6. So with the ace, I have some options. I could hit, but I don't believe that, because I don't want to give a direct shot at this stage. I could come out, but that gives a lot more shots. So I'm going to do this. Even if he rolls like the 6-2 or the 3-2, which he did, I still have 6s to hit him back. I didn't. 6-3. I'm guessing this, yeah. Ooh, the 6. Very, very nice. So that's a 4. And if I come out, it's a 2, so it doesn't really make any difference. Is there any difference with like double 3, double 6? No. So the only difference is that if he hits me here, then I get return shots. So once again, I'm going to do this. 3-5. Tricky 5. I don't know about that too, actually. If I might have made a mistake there. It's a tricky decision. So there's 3 is here, and then I'm 7 away. So I'm not in direct view. This area right here of the board is the area that I want to avoid. Double 6. Okay, what does that mean? Ooh, how do you play this? Because he's still behind in a race. Playing it like this basically bets that I roll less than a 7, which I didn't, and now he's in big trouble. So I think that was a mistake on my opponent's part, and I think it was a very, very costly mistake. Because it looks right now like I'm just gonna win. Whereas before that it was oh, I can activate greedy. Very close to roll the dice. What? This is a 3-point match, so why would you not automatically roll the dice? Right, I guess I have to press it. Very strange. But whatever. Good match, thanks, he says. GG. Might upload YouTube. I wonder what he has to say about that. But anyway, so that was an interesting game. There was a lot of very, very tricky decisions. So I would not be it wouldn't be that strange to me if I made lots of mistakes. We'll see. Me versus Magro. Where's Magro? Magro. There it is. Convert. Got it. Okay, and it should be here. Where is it? There it is. And this is the game. Let's analyze this. It's a fairly long game. So I know a lot of pop-ups and GNU doesn't show up. Like for instance, you don't see the error rates. You just gonna have to take my word for it. But I don't lie. I'm a nice guy. Let's see. Okay. So first, as we always do, look at the statistics. Oh, 5.0. Magro got an 11.3. I thought it played pretty well. There must have been like a huge mistake at some point that I really didn't see. But anyway, let's go through game 1. So this ace-4. Yeah, GNU, which I'm using to analyze this, really likes to put 2 on the bar. It's really, really loves it. I don't. I don't like being this committed. So I often opt to do something slightly different, which GNU doesn't approve of. But it suits me better. So that was my choice. So then we had this double 3, which I thought was interesting. GNU actually likes making 2 points here, which I'm very confused by. The nature of the game is a holding game, so generally you don't want to make points behind the anchor, and you generally don't... Oh, sorry. You generally don't want to give your opponents direct shots. But I guess here I'm making such a strong board that it's kind of fine. Very interesting. This double 6 was of course incredibly lucky, which got me the win. And here we have okay, this double 1. I should have actually just hit. No, I know I should not have hit. This was the point. I actually realized this later because I rolled a double 1 later, and I was like, wait, why didn't I make the 5 point the last time? And that was silly of me. I should, of course, just make the 5 point. This drop is terrible. Also, this he should have doubled here. And 24-21. Yeah, he needs to get these guys into play. And this drop was way too early. I thought about it for quite some time. Of course I have lots and lots of wins because I have a nice prime. I'm not that far back in the race, but he had 11 checkers in the zone, though those aren't very well spread out. So yeah, I chickened out. I'll be man enough to admit it. I chickened out. This was a really bad drop. I'm usually not the guy that chickens out. I'm usually the guy that like takes these, but this time I dropped it. Play to learn. I'm gonna have to look up blitz positions again. Gonna have to like analyze this further, because yeah, this is a very bad mistake, one that I shouldn't make. And then we had game 3, which really really was kind of well played by both of us. This DMP game, which is interesting. So here, after I came out and made the point, I opted to play safe with 8-4, but the computer actually likes hitting. And I bet that is because he has a blood-in board and I'm behind in a race. So it does make sense. But how big an error was this? 26 points. Yeah, I had a feeling that it wouldn't be too bad because he does have a very intimidating board. So it's kind of dubious to make stuff like this too. So this 6-2. Yeah, I was thinking about coming out. Figured that it couldn't be a big area either way, but it would have actually been better, far better. And this double 6, I really disagreed with this play, and it was indeed wrong. He should have played this guy to the 4 point and this guy over here. That was the only way to leave one guy on the 22 point, which he really needs to do, because as I said, if I roll over 7, then I just come past. So yeah, that was that game. So really the only thing I need to take from this is this drop that was just terrible. It's easy to get afraid in these types of positions, but here I should have just taken it. That's how it is. What is this? By the way, this checker play 23-21, 9-8. It was what he played. 24-21. Yeah, he is getting these guys into play. You don't need to be afraid, really. Here, 9-8 is very strange to play. But anyway, that's it for that game. Thank you guys for watching.